David Russell here, welcoming you to another edition of the Cat's Lair, the broadcast and voice of Tenacious Fitness Unlimited. I'm pleased to have on today's show Mr. Philip Ricardo Jr. He's an accomplished athlete, pro bodybuilder, IFPA, NGA, NPBA, Olympian, and Pro Musclemania champion. Welcome, Philip Ricardo, to today's show. Welcome, Philip.
Hey, thank you very much, David. Nice to be here.
Thank you again for your continued support. Philip was also one of my mentors early on in my bodybuilding career back in 2007. I'm pleased to have him on again to today's show. Philip, I understand that you're promoting an upcoming contest. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this is my first promotion. My wife and I are really trying our best to make this a memorable show here in the Woodbridge, Virginia area. It's going to happen next Saturday, August 16th. It's going to be at the Garfield Senior High School, which is located not too far away from the Potomac Mills Mall, which is a big old area where people go shopping and restaurants and things like that. So good location. Currently, right now, we have about 40 athletes, so it's not a huge show. I think that's kind of typical for your first show, not to have a lot of contestants. But we're going to make the most of it. We have every single class. We have physically challenged. We have kids fitness, masters, open men's, open women's, bikini divas, figure, everything, as far as the amateur division. So that's
Cool.
kind of one of the good things about this organization, which is the INBA, ABA, PNBA, Natural Bodybuilding Association. The president and vice president are Denny and Diana Keikos. So big shout out and props to them for allowing me to have the show out here. Most of their shows are on the West Coast. I kind of said, hey, we have nothing here on the East Coast when it comes to this organization. What do you guys do about that? And they kind of recruited me and said, hey, would you like to promote for us? And to be honest with you, it's kind of a scary thing to do because I've never done it before. But with the assistance of a lot of people out here in the Virginia area, people like yourself also allow me to be on the show and promote this. We're going to make it happen. And this is the first year of doing it. We kind of plan on continuing this, and hopefully it'll just continue to grow.
Awesome. Well, definitely, we appreciate your support coming on to our show. And also, in my early years of contest prep, I reached out to you, and you were gracious enough to give me support. And we continue to stay in contact. What about special guests? I think we talked a little bit about that. You have some special guests coming to the show, or?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. The show is already a pro show, not meant pro. But you can always use someone. Pros are revered as the elite athletes. This is one of the best pros out there. A guy that I've been competing with for years. He's the five-time natural Mr. Olympia champion, Kyoshi Moody. So
Okay.
he's going to come out here. We've been friends ever since 1998 when we first stepped on stage against each other. And he's going to come out here. We're planning on putting on a seminar for everybody, at the show right after the prejudging. So I think that's going to be pretty good because, it's like you said back in the day, 2007, I assisted you with, contest prep and
Right.
questions. And I think we just like to give back. This is a point of our career where, we've been on stage and done our thing, and now we want to make sure that the natural bodybuilding movement continues. And we want to give information out to people and getting it from a world champion with the caliber of Kyoshi Moody and my experience as well. Hopefully they'll take that in. It's going to be free for everyone that's there, including people that are either in attendance or the athletes. And I think this is going to kind of be a big advertising for the show.
Fantastic. Well, what are some other projects that you're working on at the moment?
Honestly, currently I'm not working on too much. I've just been collaborating with a lot of people, especially the people that are sponsoring the show. And I want to give a big shout out to them. I got Tanya Penalosa. She's with Eat Clean Sweets, and she's been really instrumental helping me get athletes. Of course, the sponsorship, which is really important.
Yes.
So I've been doing a lot of talking with her. Tina Peratino and her husband Eric, they've been huge too. They were at Center Stage Fitness and Physique. They're supplying probably the most athletes to my show. And we've been working together. We just got to do a seminar in Maryland a couple of weeks ago. It was July 12th. And so working with people like that, it just gets you the resources and the people within the industry that you can kind of collaborate with. So that's done. And she's planning on putting on a show next year. So she's kind of scratching my back this show, so I'm gonna scratch hers next year. Me and my wife are gonna be involved with her first promotion with the AMBF. So there's a whole lot of different organizations, and we're just trying to be involved and do our part. And,
Okay.
and may have a couple other things involved. Oh, actually, we're actually going to be involved. Got to mention this too. This show is August 16th.
Okay.
2 weeks after that, on August 31st, is the Natural Olympia.
Okay.
The same thing, NBA, ABA, INBA, and my wife and I, the whole family, we're going to drive up to Chicago, and I'll actually be commentating with Mike Newman for the event. So it's good to be part of a big show and moving into the commentating
Yeah,
arena.
I saw a couple of those. Yeah, that's really good, man. You're doing it big. So what first motivated you to compete?
Um, I was, I've been in the Marine Corps,
Okay.
retired now. I served 21 years. So my first couple of years I was stationed in Japan, and I
Okay.
loved
Wow.
working out with football and everything else.
Okay.
And I had little muscles here and there and kind of definition, whatever. I never thought about competing. I read the magazines and stuff, but someone entered me into a show, and I was scared and shy. But once I stepped on stage, the bug hits you,
Right.
and it's a wonderful experience doing something that's you. And getting my first individual trophy. I got trophies from football, but getting that first individual trophy, it was just like the best thing ever. And I
Right.
love this lifestyle of eating clean foods and training and everything else. When you're in the Marine Corps anyway, it's a big deal to keep yourself in shape.
Okay.
So, I continue that on and continue with success. And, God bless me with the ability to perform on stage and get in shape. And I think
Okay.
it just continuing on, and your blessings continue now because I've moved on to the accomplishments on stage and now giving back and promoting, and who knows what else is going to happen in the future.
Fantastic. Fantastic. What led to your longevity in the sport?
I really believe, when you do something long enough,
Hmm.
I'm by Aristotle, excellence is not a habit; it's an act.
I
And I
like that.
think, I'm sorry, not an act; it's a habit. So it is a
Hmm.
habit for me. Ever since I got involved back in 1992 with my first show, I believe I just continued on and try to do my best to study what it takes to be a good bodybuilder. And that included, having a healthy lifestyle, eating the right foods, being active, being involved in a sport, whether just going to every little expo, bodybuilding
Right.
competition. And so when you really enjoy what you're doing
Right.
and love doing, you're going to be consistent and you're going to have longevity. It's not something that's a passing phase where I just want to try it
Right.
and see how it goes and leave. This is something I really enjoy doing, and I get a lot of joy and love from it. And like I said, it's another a thing that God has given me that has allowed me to continue doing something I can give back to, I guess, the community. And I'll keep doing it until I can't do it anymore. So
That's good. That's good. Uh, what's the day of the show again?
it is August 16th, so it's 6 days from now.
Okay. Wow. Congratulations again. And then the location?
The location is at Garfield Senior High School, Garfield Gar-Field Field Senior High School. It is. I've got the name of the address. You can Google it, but
Okay.
it's
Not a problem.
home
Okay.
is Woodbridge Mills area. You can look on my Facebook page, and I've got a Facebook page. I've got a group page, an event page for the Legends Classics called the INBA Legends Classic Bodybuilding Show. It's also on the website for the Natural Bodybuilding, the ABA INBA website, which is www.naturalbodybuilding.com. So click on events, August. You can scroll down, you'll see the poster. The poster doesn't have the correct venue on it because the venue just changed. Because this venue that we went to is huge. It's nice. It's beautiful.
I've seen
So
some of the pictures of you all setting up. It looks great.
it's very
Yeah.
impressive. My daughter and son are going to be competing in it. My daughter's
Wow.
9.
Okay.
They're going to do the kids fitness part. My son's
Okay.
11, 7. So
Congratulations.
hopefully they'll come home and keep it within the family. So there will be some Ricardos on stage. It's going to be cool.
Okay.
And here
Cool.
and there, you're kind of practicing, and it's a great venue. It's going to be a
Cool.
fun thing.
Well, they have a very good role model. Thank you again, Philip, for being our featured guest today. Continued success, and we'll be looking forward to hearing about the show.
Dave, thank you so much for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. Good seeing you.
You're welcome. Good seeing you too. Thanks again.